we posted a video. We're finally getting kind of settled in here in our temporary living space while we figure out what's going on with our property. But if you're new here, my name is Ashley. My husband and I started an urban homestead in the New Orleans metro area. However, God saw fit to move us onto some acreage, so we're in that transition period. So in the meantime, we've set up kind of a temporary homestead here at my mom's rental. So today we're going to show you guys our temporary food storage area. If you remember our food storage area in our old house, we didn't have like a cold room or a dedicated pantry. We had pretty much shelving set up in our living room. This is a room that we had at my mom's house that we decided to put all the food storage in. Of course, now we're storing food for a family of 7 instead of a family of 3. However, it's definitely not set up for it to be like this long term. The reason I'm showing you guys this today is so many people say, well, I don't have the space to do a food storage room, I don't have a cold room, I don't have a root cellar, and this is just to show you that when it comes to storing food for your family, just getting it done is the most important thing. It matters a whole lot less about how it looks. So we're gonna go in here and we're going to show you guys what's in our food storage room and give you guys some ideas of maybe some things you might want to stock up on, or some preservation items you may not have in your collection that you may want to go ahead and grab. Now, if you hear some background noise, there are kiddos in this house, as well as it's raining outside. What else is new in southern Louisiana? So let's get started. All right, so when you walk in the room, we're going to start on this side. When you walk in the room, we have these shelves here. Now, if you remember, in our old house, these shelves went up to 6 or 7 shelves high. We just decided to kind of cut them here just for the temporary time. We're only going to be here for a few months, so we just figured, let's just get the food in here and we'll worry about how it looks in the other space. So here, starting on this corner, we have kind of my seeds slash, I actually got this from Nutri-Meal. It's just a little packet of stickers from Nutri-Meal. I have some garlic. These are hibiscus petals. I love hibiscus tea. I got hibiscus petals from Azure Standard. Y'all know I love an Azure Standard and Costco, but Azure Standard is a quick go-to for me with those hard to find bulk organic items. So this is gonna make a ton of tea. I like making hibiscus lemonade with these. I have my Azure Standard link down below if you guys ever want to check it out, and I'm probably gonna mention them a plethora of times in this room. So just for fair warning. In this box it says Nutri-Grain bars. We probably bought this for the kids for snack time, but right now it's housing some crawfish oil for whenever we decide to actually boil crawfish, because we haven't boiled any for this season yet. That's like a way of life here in New Orleans. So as we keep going, I'm just gonna go right to left and then we'll hit the second shelf. So here we have some snack bars for the kids. We get these from Costco, pretty much self-explanatory. Coconut oil, we decided to pick up a huge thing of this organic virgin coconut oil from Costco. Coconut oil, lard, things like that seem to last on the shelf a lot longer without going rancid than olive oil, avocado oil, grapeseed oils, things like that. I still stock up on those things, but we can use coconut oil for so many other things besides just cooking. We have 2 of the Jif peanut butter. We're not huge peanut butter eaters in this family, but the kids do like a peanut butter and jam sandwich every now and then, and so do I. So we went ahead and picked up 2 of those. I'm just gonna move it out of the way. I have, I think, 2 of these pure vanilla extract from Costco as well. But I don't know where the other one is. I think it might be in the kitchen being used. We have some yellow mustard. I also picked this up from Costco. We don't eat a ton of it at a time. I think me and my mom are the only 2 that actually eat mustard on a regular, and my niece likes to eat it on her roast beef. So, whew, that weather. Back here we have some of my home canned peaches. I canned these last season. I won't be canning whole peaches anymore. I found that we prefer peach butters and peach jams over actual whole canned peaches that I can at home. My mother loves peaches in heavy syrup, and that's just a lot of work, and it gets really sticky. And buying canned peaches in heavy syrup, especially if you can grab them at Sam's or Costco, isn't that expensive. So we've opted not to do these anymore. So We don't have that many of them. I think we have maybe 4 or 5 total. Next we have some potato leek and carrot soup that I canned last season. I like to crack that open, douse, put a dollop of sour cream or heavy whipping cream and put some sausage in it, and that's a quick meal for us. We have some Sharpies. Now, I like to keep in this room also all of my things that I use to preserve all of these things. Sharpies are a must-have. They're for labeling jars, labeling bags, labeling boxes. So we always have a pack of Sharpies, either unopened or open. We have just some plain salt. My mom had this in her pantry. We like to use Redmond's Real Salt. I also have a link for them down below. I'm an affiliate of theirs. And we order our salt from them in the 25-pound bags, and I'll show y'all that in a minute. But my mom had this in her pantry and it's unopened, so we just stuck it in here because we may need it one day. Here are some apple and pear sauces. I canned applesauce and pear sauce. This is apple. I canned applesauce and pear sauce last season from some Shenandoah pears that we got at last year's HOA conference, and apples that we got here locally, as well as some that we picked up from Azure Standard. Speaking of apples we picked up from Azure Standard, here's some apple pie filling. I'm sure we're going to stumble across some more of this. As you can see, my pantry area in here is not organized at all like it was at my other house where it was all in neat rows and everything. We kind of just wanted to get the food in here. So here we have 2 10-pound bags of Kirkland's cane sugar, organic cane sugar, unrefined. We don't eat a ton of sugar, but when we do, we like to get organic cane sugar. And the only ingredient that we want in our sugar is evaporated cane juice. And while we can get this from Azure Standard, honestly, it just was a better price at Kirkland's to buy the multiple bags. And at the time, it was sold out on Azure, so we just opted for Costco's Kirkland brand, and we've been happy with it so far. So we got 2 of those, and we have more of those scattered throughout. I think at any given moment we have 50 to 60 pounds of sugar stored in here. And sugar is one of those things that doesn't go bad, so we get a lot of it when we buy it. Back here I have tomato products that I canned last year. This year's tomato harvest is going to be amazing, so we're going to be tomato canning up a storm here pretty soon. But so we have some Mexican spiced tomatoes for quick chilies and quick enchilada sauces, all that stuff. We have a few of those. We have some plain. When I label it plain, it's literally salt, pepper, and garlic powder. And I think I'm going to do all of my tomato sauce like this from now on. It's a lot easier. And I tend to, even when I do a seasoning blend like this, I still tend to doctor it up a bit. So I figure I'd save myself a step with canning and just opt to just can all of my tomatoes with salt, pepper, and garlic powder, which I put in everything anyway, and go from there. These, I labeled them Roma. I remember why, because these came from strictly Roma tomatoes. I just wanted to test the difference between these and just using an arbitrary amount of tomato, an arbitrary type of tomato, whether it's slicer or Romas. I don't really see a difference, honestly. Maybe I don't cook mine down long enough, so. But these are all the tomato products. I got some Italian back there. We have some coarse kosher salt. Salt is very important, y'all. When you're deciding to stock your pantry, make sure that you don't skimp on salt. Your body needs salt for you to live. So, well, we've been told for a long time that salt is the enemy. It's very vital to you continuing to be on this earth. So, stock up on your salt. Before we move over here, we're going to go down to the second row. And now these are in no order at all. I literally had Keith, when I wasn't feeling great, just stick the jars on a shelf. So that's what we're going to see. So in this box, we have some pickled onions. Now, I won't be pickling these again. I won't be doing my onions like this again. As you can see, they're just a standard pickled recipe. They're not all red or anything like that. They taste fine. However, I prefer my refrigerator pickled onions that I do, you know, with red wine vinegar and things, with all red onions, and you stick them in the fridge. They last a really, really long time. And I know that fridge space is like a hot commodity and people don't like to take up fridge space, but unless I could figure out a way for these onions not to be so soggy, which I don't see how that could be possible considering you have to water bath can them. Maybe I'll put some pickle crisp or something. I have to figure out something for these to retain some of their crunch because they taste great, but I don't think I'll be canning pickled onions anymore. And I have, I don't remember how many I have in here. Let's see. I have quite a few, 11. I have 11 jars of these, so I won't be canning any of those this year. Here we have some home canned chili. The thing that prompted me to home can my own chili was I really love chili, and my favorite was the Hormel with no beans. And I was looking at the ingredients and I didn't really love some of the ingredients that I saw in there, so I said I can do better, and I did. And I have quite a few cans of canned chili for hot dogs and things like that. Or you can just crack open a jar with some beans and have a quick meal. We got some ground cinnamon down here. That's supposed to be over here. This is some sugar from, I guess, a recipe we didn't finish. More canned chili. Squat. We got more canned chili down here. Pretty much all the way towards the back. Now this white residue is perfectly fine. It just means we didn't clean our jars really well, or we didn't put that splash of vinegar in the jar. Also back here, let me see if I can reach one, is our home rendered lard. I think I have 2 jars of this. I got this from one of our pigs. I still have some lard that I need to render. I still have a bunch of stuff I need to do. But I think we have 2 or 3 jars of this home rendered lard, and I pretty much just put the top on it. It's hot when I put it in, but it seals it, and I stick it on my shelf. And it's fine because there's no water in it. This is the hottest commodity in my kitchen right now, which is my home canned breakfast sausage. It makes breakfast time with so many little mouths to feed so much easier. Actually, I think this might be taco meat, but I do canned sausage this way and ground beef. But it makes dinners and such so much easier. Just pop it up in a can because normally the meat is what takes the longest. Next, we have one of our favorite things we have ever canned, and we will not can it in these little jars ever again, is the balsamic vinegar onion jam. Y'all, this recipe is bomb. I got this recipe, I kind of did a variation of 2 recipes. I used a little bit of Rachel over at that 1870s Homestead, and Becky's fig and onion jam recipe over at Acre Homestead. I kind of combined them together, and y'all, this is good. We eat it on burgers, we eat it on pork chops, we eat it on toast. It's good. So if you have an aversion to vinegar smells, your house will smell like balsamic vinegar for like a few days, but it's worth it. So we have quite a few of these little jars of that, and we also have some pint-sized jars of that somewhere. Let's see what else is back here. I think that's more onion jam back there actually, or cowboy candy. Let's see. Yeah, more onion jam. So we did a lot of onion jam. I'm gonna stick that back in there.
The next one's cowboy candy.
What you say, honey?
The next one is cowboy candy.
You have some cowboy candy. Now, I did cowboy candy with red and green jalapenos, and I'm gonna make more, but I'm gonna make sure I use all green this time. because this is a tad bit too hot for a long time now. It started to mellow out as it has set on the shelf. You guys, I'm telling you,
let it sit.
Let it sit on the shelf. I put this in this Mexican creamy corn dish recently, and everyone loved it, even the little kids. And it's not too spicy for them, but it has sat on our shelf for months. Right. So you want to let this sit. So if you're trying to make cowboy candy, you want to eat it that season, make it first. Make this first, so it has time to sit on your shelf. Now, if you like it spicy, then by all means, ignore everything I just said.
Yep. And it will be spicy.
That's right. So, my favorite thing I've canned. My favorite thing that I have canned is my dill relish. I tried to make pickles. I think I even filmed a video of it. I don't know if I ever uploaded it. My pickles turned out terrible. I'm going to try again because I have cucumbers growing outside. But this canned dill relish, I'm a dill relish girl. To me, pickles are supposed to be tart. They're supposed to be salty. They're supposed to be sour. Sweet pickles are very weird to me. I'm not the bread and butter pickles, sweet relish girl. But this dill relish, y'all, delicious. And I got the recipe out of the Ball Canning book, which I will link down below. And then I just tweaked it a bit, you know, to my liking. You just taste it until you like it. Because how it tastes hot, my mom always said, is how it will taste cold. So I have quite a few jars of that. Let's see what's back there. I have to pull my boxes out so y'all can see everything. Oh, let's see. Oh.
Because it's not in no certain order.
Yeah. All right. So in this box we have some peach jam. Like I told y'all, this is our preferred way of eating our preserved peaches. It's peach jams and peach butters. We have some strawberry jam because we live in Louisiana, and when Louisiana strawberries are fresh, you make strawberry everything. We have some balsamic tomatoes. Now I dried some tomatoes and then I poured balsamic vinegar on them and canned them. I don't like them, so I won't be doing this again, but luckily I only did like 4 jars. More dill relish. So yeah. So next, we have some cherry pie filling, and this is really good as toppings on things. We don't really eat a bunch of cherry pie, but we will eat like a dump cake with like cherry compote, or we'll eat ice cream sundaes and things like that. And I like to put this on top as well as on top of pancakes. This was canned with cornstarch. It wasn't canned with clear gel, so I know that's not the approved method, but that's how I did it. I did a video about it. Yes, I did. So it's called Finally Getting the Cherries Done or something like that. This is a lot of work, and whoo! I think from now on I'll be eating my cherries fresh. Because cherry pie filling is a lot of work, and we just don't eat a ton of it. The jars that I can will definitely last us until next season. I'm kind of scared to pull this box out because I broke it. There's nothing back there. So I'm actually going to push that back so I know that there's a space here to stick something else. Next thing I canned that I may not can, and I think I missed that, there was like a thread of things that you won't be canning again. I missed that thread because I was doing all this life stuff. But something that I can that I enjoy okay, but I won't be canning again, are these maple brown sugar. This thing is still sticky, and I've wiped it 1,000 times. These maple brown sugar cinnamon spiced carrots. And I think a girl on the farm, or a day on the farm, or life on the farm, I forget, she's from Alabama. I think her name's Constance. This is her recipe, and I think she also said that she likes them, but she just did way too much, and I would agree. Actually, I don't think I'll be canning carrots at all anymore, even in their regular form, unless I put them in a stew. I don't think I'm going to be canning carrots by themselves again. You know, you just find out what you won't do again. after your first year, and last year was my first year. So I have maybe about 12 of those in here. I don't think there's anything behind them. So I'm going to push that back so I know that there's a space here. But pretty much I've just been turning the pan on really high, crisping those up, caramelizing them. And my niece, the 1-year-old, and the 2-year-old, if it's sweet, they will eat it. So they love those. We're going to slide on back. I'm sitting down, y'all. We're going to slide on back. Okay. Here we have some canned beans. I can tell what those are just by looking at them. These are some canned pinto beans for refried beans and such. These are some canned red beans. Nope, also pinto beans. I thought they were red beans. I have some canned red beans in here somewhere. Let me see if I can pull this box out. Okay, yeah. These are the red beans. And then I have some canned garbanzo beans. And I'm going to can more of these. I got these garbanzo beans from Azure, as well as the red beans. The pinto beans we already had. And we picked up some more pinto beans. Actually, we haven't picked up any more pinto beans. We need to pick up some more pinto beans. I think we have a good amount of beans coming in this Azure haul. There's the thunder, y'all. So we're going to have a huge Azure haul to do for you guys in a couple weeks. So if you like Azure haul, stay tuned for that. Also pushing this back so we know we have room up front. That's going to be the same with this. This is just more dill relish canned in pint jars because I realized how much I loved it and I use it on everything. Burgers, hot dogs, chicken salad, tuna, egg salad. If you need a pickle. I mean, I'll put a spoon of this next to some barbecue if I don't have any sliced pickles. So. Whoops. And I think I have more chili on this side. Yeah. I have some chili, and then these are some chanterelles and broth that a friend of ours gave us. Those are beautiful. I'm going to have to figure out a way to use those because I don't want those to go to waste.
Oh, there's some pickles.
These are those horrible pickles I was telling you all about. Most of them I have converted to relish. Some of them I have not. Y'all, I don't know what it is these pickles, but they look like they're delicious, but they're not. So there's that.
Well, it might be better now they had a little thyme in there.
And then I have some canned chicken because this is the easiest way to pre-cook chicken breast. I mean, I don't put any water in here. I just raw pack the chicken. It makes its own liquid. I would imagine you could throw some seasoning in here and go ahead and season it however you would like to. And these are a pressure can, obviously, because they are low acid food. I'm just going to slide these. So down here, we're kind of getting to mostly overstocked stuff, which is good. These are all of my canning, not all of them, these are some of the canning lids, just the flats. If you remember anything, and some regular lids, if you remember 2020, 2021, which is when I started canning heavily, couldn't find lids. We have so many jars because the only way you could get lids was to buy another case of jars, which kind of worked out because I used most of them. But as they started coming back on the shelf, I started slowly accumulating things. And we walked into a Walmart one day a couple months ago, and they had a really good stock. So we bought a whole sleeve. We bought a whole sleeve of regular and a whole sleeve of wide mouth. Whoops. As well as, of course, I had been ordering some here and there as I saw them Never clearing out the shelf. That's not nice, you guys. Don't clear out the shelves. People need them. I have some pickle twists here. I have more jar lids and more jar lids and some Sure Gel. This is the less to no sugar. It allows you to use less sugar, because if you make jams, you know that the traditional pectin has you using a ton of sugar to get it to set. But I like to use a little bit less, especially if you're using really sweet produce. You don't want to have to use a ton of sugar. A lot of people like Pomona's pectin. I've never tried it. I might pretty soon. The last two things that we have in this area are some condensed soups. I have some cream of mushroom down at the bottom, and oh, actually I have two cream of mushrooms. I have two cream of mushrooms over here. I use this for cooking. I've never opened a can of cream of mushroom to eat as a soup. But so yeah, that's one shelving unit. And I feel like this video is gonna be very long, so if you're still sticking around, thanks so much. Alright, as we move on to this next area, this is where I am keeping a lot of spices. I have, you know, all the usuals: garlic powder, lemon powder, pickle and spice, cumin, oregano, black pepper. This is ground beef and sausage canned together, stuck in there. I have my little Redmond's real salt shaker. I have some onion powder, curry powder. Lots of these spices in bulk because they came from Azure Standard, from Sam's, some from Costco, not much from Costco actually. These are some ground meat that keeps stuck over here. And this ground beef, I actually canned using my 4 jars lids and my electric pressure canner. And I'm really impressed with it. And I'll be giving y'all a review of that pretty soon. This is not the aluminum free, but it was in the store and I picked up some, kind of panicking. Some hot sauce, and we have crab boil back there, you know, for crawfish season. Dill weed, more canned beef, all that good stuff. I think this is a jar of molasses. This is what we use to make our own brown sugar. Animal crackers for the kids, also from Costco. And then we have some Spam and tuna on this top shelf. And then back here I keep my dehydrator. This is my Excalibur dehydrator. I love it. I'll try to find one on Amazon and link it down below. This is the 9 tray, but they have like a 5 or something like that here. And you can find these like on Facebook Marketplace and to use Facebook Marketplace and places like that used. So yeah, these are coffee filters that we don't really use for coffee anymore, but I use them for my kefir grains when I fermented kefir. Next, we have a bag here of seeds that I bought at my local feed and seed store, as well as some Johnny's stuck in here. I wonder what that is. A butternut squash, I think. But these are some seeds I bought at my local feed and seed store in bulk. The price was amazing. It was like $6 for this 1 pound of Blue Lake pole beans and things like that. And if y'all want to go through a seed haul or seed collection video, let me know down below, and I'll pull all my seeds from all their various places, and we're gonna sit down and talk about them.
So they are in various places.
Right. On this, we just have some canned goods that we had purchased before we started bulk stocking. Just some Blue Runner Creole style navy beans, some Creole style red beans, just quick things to pick up and open. Some grilling beans, that was their boy, I tell you. Some coconut milk under here. And right here we have some batteries, more canned meat. This is canned chuck roast for beef tips. This is some canned chicken.
More chicken.
More chuck roast. And right on the end is some salsa verde. I got a tweak this recipe a little bit. It's okay. It's not my favorite. More jam. I'm not gonna pull everything out. So let me show you guys. I don't wanna. All right. Okay. So down here I have some more sugar. I have this organic grated Parmesan cheese. Honey's making all kind of noise back there. I have some pasta that we picked up. Some maple syrup and that Rouse marinara. I can't reach it, y'all, because I have all this stuff in front of it. But it's my favorite store-bought marinara. So when I go to Costco, I try to pick up 2 or 3 just to have it in case I don't feel like making pasta sauce that day, because that is my favorite. Down here on the bottom, we have some baked beans that we've cracked into some cut green beans. These are some lime and lemon juice for canning and such. Got these at my last Azure pickup. I have some canned corn, tomato paste. I never have enough tomato paste. Ask my husband. I'm always buying tomato paste. If I see it, I buy it. And some diced tomatoes, more green beans, and some more pasta. All right, guys, so right here, you're gonna see my Presto canner. Next to it is the Nutri-Mill grain meal, as well as some snacks for the kids. They've pretty much already devoured those. Oh, honey's the best. Okay, so back here, you're gonna see more preservation items. That's some gallon-sized jars that I get from Walmart. I really love the ones you get from Azure Standard, but they're always sold out, and I think I have found a new source for my gallon-sized jars. I'm going to place the order, and if I love them, I'll let you guys know about them. I don't want to say anything about them if I don't love them, because the shipping is not the best, but whatever. I think this one is empty. Is it empty? No, it's not. This one has black beans in it. Nope, wrong. Jasmine rice. Jasmine rice, black beans, empty canning jars, more canning lids, storage lids. Oh, I wanted to try this. One Step pickle. Y'all know I've been having an issue with my pickles. Another gallon jar. This is some charcoal because Honey likes to grill. And some baking soda, which we could definitely get more of because baking soda is extremely useful. This one is the Redmond's Real Salt. We keep it in this 3.5 gallon bucket. Thank you, babe. And it fits in there beautifully. This is their 25-pound bag. We have a 10-pound bucket somewhere. I think it may have gotten packed up in storage. But, so yeah, there's that. Then on this side, we have a lot of our bulk dry goods down at the bottom. So let's go through them really quickly because this video is so long. We have some black beans here. We have vinegars back there, both white and red wine vinegar. We have some semolina flour, some einkorn flour that I lovingly label the Precious. This is some cane sugar that we keep in the container. We have a smaller 3.5 gallon bucket up front that we keep cane sugar in. These are rolled oats, and I think back there is, I don't know what that is. I think it's grits. I think back there is grits. Down here we have some seed that we start for our chickens. We have this Members Mark Thai jasmine rice. I love jasmine rice. It's almost always sold out on Azure, so I just picked them up at Sam's. I'd rather have some than not have any, waiting on the one I want. We have 40 pounds of white flour here, all-purpose white flour. It's from the same company that Azure gets theirs from. It's just a smaller size. We have some ramen noodles here, and these 2 bags, excuse me, babe. These 2 bags are soft white wheat for our grain mill, 50 pounds each, so 100 pounds of soft white wheat. Back here we have more vinegar. You can never have too much vinegar. Some more red wine vinegar. These are our Ziploc storage bags. I know it's not great, you guys, but when you're storing your harvest, you have to use the Ziploc bags. Make sure you get the freezer kind. These are some half-gallon jars. I have more of these coming. I can't wait for y'all to see the new Azure haul. It's huge. This is a printer for work. This is my oldie but goodie roaster. I have a new one that's in storage. Honey wants to show y'all our calcium hydroxide for water glassing eggs. And then I have just my pickling salt, more pickling salt. Yes, all pickling salts. And a food saver. We recently acquired a food saver and we used it to do some meatballs recently and we loved it. Some more Gamma Seal lids back here. And that's pretty much it. These are all our rings. So yeah, I'm just gonna let y'all see the room in its entirety. Now this is not the only place that we store food. We also have our other shelving unit in my mom's room, but this is where we store all of our bulk food, most of our bulk food. Maybe I'll show y'all those spaces at another time because this video is really, really, really long. So that is our food storage room as of May 1st, 2022. Of course, this is not organized in any way. This is just to show you guys that the most important thing is to get what you need while you can. Get your jars, get your lids, get your bulk items from the stores. Don't let anybody make you feel bad for not buying organic. Get what you can afford to feed your family. So yeah, I just wanted to show y'all this room and just let y'all know what's been going on. I had intended on doing a garden tour today, but the weather had other plans. So yeah, leave a comment down below. Let me know what else y'all want to see. Do y'all want to see that other food storage area in my mom's room? Do y'all want to see a spice haul or a seed collection video just to know what seeds I have in my collection while you can get seeds or anything like that? Anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Consider clicking the link down below to subscribe and follow our little journey onto building a brand new homestead on our new property. I think the next couple videos we're going to expound more on that. But yeah. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye.